I saw what happened, and I won't let it slide. It's not the first time Justin will do such cheap tricks with poking eyes like those. His fight against Paddy will be his last aim. UFC is only for the real fighters, not the cheater.
Scousers do not get knocked. That Scouser does not get knocked out.
Hold on.
My God. That fucker's right. Scousers do not get knocked. That Scouser does not get knocked out.
I'm a Scouser. We don't get knocked out. We don't get knocked out. I take that all day.
Oh my God. What a fucking gangster.
Obviously delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now, I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And, yeah, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
We haven't seen Justin yet, so we don't know what his status is physically. But, I mean, is the interim, is the unification fight have to be next? Or is there a case if he's hurt and needs to be out for a while?
Apparently he's 100%. So we sent Paddy Pimblett straight to the hospital, and then we're going to send Gaethje too. And Gaethje's like, believe me, I've been in plenty of wars. I'm good. So as far as we know right now, he's...
When the final bell rang on Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje's brutal clash, the room buzzed instantly, not with relief, but with a sharp, uneasy question: who truly controlled the storm? Before the cage sealed them in, pundits had been torn, jittering between Paddy's unpredictable chaos and flashes of wild creativity, versus Justin's cold, measured discipline that hid a quiet but lethal capacity for damage. And that very collision, the raw, chaotic unpredictability against the calculated, bone-breaking precision, made the aftermath hit like a sucker punch, louder, darker, and far more divisive than anyone had dared to imagine, leaving every prediction looking fragile, every certainty fractured, and every fan gripping the edge of disbelief.
Unexpected. You saw him do it to Michael Chandler. He's taken on the highlight, Justin Gaethje. 26 wins, 5 losses, 20 KOs. The dude fucking KOs people. Early on, he'd calf kick the fuck out of people. He'd calf kick people where they couldn't take it anymore. He had many TKOs from calf kicks alone. The guy is just a dense fucking ball of muscle, built for fighting, 37 years old. He's crumpled people with his left hook. He's crumpled people with his right hand. Paddy Pimblett is going to have to be very careful throwing his flurries on Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje will sit down and rip a left hook, or sit down, drop his head, and launch a right hand. That's Justin Gaethje's ways to win. He could KO Paddy.
Tim Welsh's analysis felt almost prophetic in hindsight, a frozen warning no one wanted to fully hear. Justin Gaethje doesn't need a flurry to end a fight. He only needs a single, perfect moment. Those sharp calf kicks, those planted counters, weren't for show. They were tiny traps, coaxing errors from an eager opponent. And every time Paddy lunged forward with wild swings, the electric tension between reckless aggression and lurking danger crackled painfully obvious. Tim hammered home that this matchup offered no comfort for either corner. The longer it dragged on, the deeper it sank into unpredictable chaos. And chaos is Paddy Pimblett's natural hunting ground, a realm where scrambles twist into control and control bleeds into exhaustion, where one slip can spiral into disaster. That's why, despite caution threading every word, Tim edged ever so slightly toward Paddy, though his voice never carried certainty, only the uneasy weight of someone staring at a storm they know is coming.
I'd love to see fucking Justin Gaethje with the title around his waist. He earned it. Justin Gaethje's fought all these fucking monsters his whole goddamn career. Edson Barbosa, Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Fiziev twice, Dustin Poirier again, Max Holloway. Like, holy shit. He's fought the elite. So I'd love to see Justin Gaethje get it done. If I had to put, fuck, this is hard. If someone gave me $10,000 to bet with, and they said, hey, put it on who you think's gonna win. God. I'm gonna say 60-40. 60-40. 40% chance that Justin Gaethje knocks Paddy Pimblett out, hits him on his chin, When Paddy Pimblett's flooring, hits him right on his hits him right on the scouser chin, bunk, gets dropped. 40% chance, I think. 60% chance this fight, Justin's not able to find him. It's a little bit, it's like a spastic, weird style. Paddy Pimblett puts him on his back. It's going to be a long night for Justin.
When the conversation shifted to legacy, the room's energy shifted with it, heavy with the weight of names like Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, and Khabib Nurmagomedov, opponents who aren't just fighters, but entire eras etched into the sport. Surviving that gauntlet demanded respect before the first strike landed, casting Justin Gaethje as a steady, proven constant rather than a gamble. In contrast, Paddy Pimblett embodied chaos incarnate, raw volatility, shocking unpredictability, and untamed youth. That duality kept the odds dancing in a tense loop. Justin required only one precise, decisive strike to claim dominance, but Paddy needed only a single, perfectly timed scramble to upend the fight entirely, flipping the narrative and the scoreboard with terrifying suddenness, leaving every prediction teetering on a knife's edge.
Head.
Will you be served with Pimblett? Maybe. Gaethje, experience, good striker. He's well-rounded everywhere, but he's got to use the assets of a smaller guy. We've seen it, where you got to box, you got to use your legs, you got to set traps. You know, he's got the capability of doing that. Outmaneuver, outflank Pimblett. You know, Pimblett, let me tell you, he has improved a lot over the last 2 years. He really has, bud. He has gotten better. He's gotten more. You could see he's come into his own. Confidence-wise, physically, he's in great shape. They usually all are. But he's improved. His striking has improved. He's a good wrestler, grappler. But he loves to strike. That's what's going to make this fight really interesting and good. They're both going to strike. I mean, for the most part, they're both going to strike.
Teddy Atlas dissected the fight through control, not chaos, stressing that Justin needed precise angles, calculated movement, and relentless patience instead of locking horns head-on with Paddy, while still noting how much Paddy had visibly matured, stronger, calmer, more assured over the past 2 years, even if his reckless love for trading shots still edged dangerously close to disaster. Teddy's subtle lean toward Paddy wasn't fueled by hype but by momentum, the kind that youth and adaptability tend to reveal in the later rounds, giving him space to evolve mid-fight. Yet, Teddy never downplayed the stakes. Every single exchange with Justin carried sharp, undeniable consequences, the kind that could collapse strategy and shift the battle in a heartbeat, making every adjustment a tense gamble with nothing but the cage floor to catch a misstep.
Consequences. I think youth might be served here, but I would go with the over on this because I think the over-under is like
2.5 rounds.
How many?
2.5 rounds over minus 115.
All right, listen. Again, we have a pretty good record here, but, you know, I mess up once in a while. I do. That's why it's gambling. But I like the over. I mean, if Gaethje fights the perfect fight, you never know. You never know. But I know who the judges are probably favoring. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. There shouldn't be anything about that. It should just be about what goes on in the cage or in the ring. But I can't help myself but think about things that I see. So maybe, you know, Gaethje would really have to do a job, I think, to get it, which he could. But I think I probably favor Pimblett a little bit. But at the end of the day, if I had to put my bucks down.
The betting talk layered the tension even thicker, hinging on the notion that a long fight made sense. Both men had iron chests and unyielding durability. Yet the lurking truth haunted every prediction. Justin Gaethje had a history of ending fights in an instant, turning careful analysis into fragile guesses. Max Holloway boiled it down to one brutal metric: pain tolerance, because skill only carries a fighter until damage accumulates. And if Paddy could endure Justin's thunder without cracking, Max warned that the fight could pivot in the blink of an eye, one wobble, one desperate scramble, one sudden surge of control, and just like that, the cage would rewrite itself, leaving everyone watching scrambling to catch up with a battle that refused to follow any script.
Paddy, if he can eat it, I can see Paddy catching Gaethje and maybe almost like a Oliveira fight, you know, catch Gaethje, hurt Gaethje wobble, and then, you know, get to Gaethje's back or something, maybe sub him. You know what I mean? Like, Paddy is very well rounded. You know, he out wrestled wrestlers, he out grappled grapplers. He stands with you. You know, he doesn't care. He throws. You know, everybody be like, his chin is in the air. He takes shots. Yeah, he takes shots and he still walk forward. How long will that last? We don't know. And that's the question I have to this fight. Or what his reaction is going to be when Justin Gaethje catches him. Because Justin Gaethje punched like a truck. He kicks like a...
At the same time, Max never softened the edge of Justin's threat, emphasizing that Gaethje's punches and kicks aren't mere attacks, they are declarations of intent, each landing with the power to obliterate momentum, dismantle strategy, and drain confidence in mere seconds. For many observers, the fight boiled down to a stark coin flip, split between two brutal possibilities with no middle ground. Either Justin dismantled Paddy through relentless, punishing damage, or Paddy endured long enough to assert his grappling, twisting the fight on its head. That unforgiving binary, destruction or survival, gave the matchup its razor-sharp tension, a magnetic pull that made every moment feel loaded, every exchange a pivot on which the entire battle could pivot, leaving fans and analysts alike suspended in anticipation, wondering which inevitability would strike first.
So compelling. For me, this is a flip up, bro. I'm not surprised if any of these guys win, because I can see two clear paths to these guys winning. I can see Gaethje catching Paddy, you know, putting him down, finishing him. Then I can see Pimblett catching Paddy, Pimblett catching Gaethje, maybe knock him out or hurt him enough to where he can get a submission. You know, I think so. Paramount, the UFC did a really great really great job with putting this first Paramount card together. From the main card, the first main card fight, to the main event is sick. It's gonna be action packed, and you fans are gonna love it. You know, the new fans are gonna love it. I mean, Gaethje is just violence. Paddy Pimblett doesn't run away from violence. It's gonna be a fun fight. Like I said, I don't know who to choose. I'm not choosing no one. I see both guys. I think this is a coin flip. I think whoever can endure the more damage is gonna win this one.
Demetrius Johnson zeroed in on execution over spectacle, stressing that Paddy had to remain fluid, provoke scrambles, and seize submission opportunities the instant they appeared, exploiting the tiny openings in Justin's defensive reactions and transitions, those fleeting gaps where elite grapplers thrive. He also cut through the noise of reputation, rejecting the notion that the level of competition alone dictated outcomes, insisting that once positions are locked, precision and timing eclipse notoriety. Paddy's mat control, Demetrius argued, consistently carried weight and substance, proving that skill could bend outcomes regardless of the names standing across from him, making every shift, every grip, and every transition a quietly explosive opportunity to tilt the fight in his favor.
With that being said, let me get to the keys of victory for both these guys. When you look at Paddy Pimblett, keys of victory of Paddy Pimblett has got to be dynamic. We're starting to see Paddy Pimblett become more comfortable inside the octagon. So the key victory number one for Paddy Pimblett is be dynamic, meaning that if Justin Gaethje puts you against the cage, don't be scared to do a flying triangle. If Justin Gaethje tries to go for a dump, go for a Kimura, because 9 out of 10 times when he does that, he's able to turn it into something that favors him in the fight. Key number two, grapple. You know, when you look at Justin Gaethje's past fight, when people grapple him that have a good grappling ability, he seems to have hard times with grapplers, where people, you know, when people drop him, Charles Oliveira dropped him, he crossed the void, jumped on him, got his back, submitted him with a rear naked choke. You look when he fought Habib took him down, passed his guard, mounted him, got a triangle from top and rolled to his back. Now I feel like Paddy Pimblett has that grappling ability that can oppose some problems to Justin Gaethje.
As the predictions piled higher, the story shifted from who looked better on paper to who could survive and evolve under relentless pressure. Justin Gaethje embodied calculated damage, years of experience, and unshakable composure, while Paddy Pimblett carried raw growth, unyielding belief, and the audacity to step straight into danger without a flicker of hesitation. Now that the fight has ended and speculation has collided violently with reality, the only question remaining is which version you put your faith in, the proven, methodical violence of Justin Gaethje, or the unpredictable, relentless chaos of Paddy Pimblett. This battle was never about clarity or comfort, it was a study in risk, an impossible choice between the precision of devastation and the terror of untamed potential, leaving every observer haunted by the fragile line between control and collapse.